In Movies and Money, 2 new films are coming to the box office this weekend. Let's bring in our movie man, Eric Childress of the Chicago Film Critics Association. Hello to you, Eric.
Hi, Angie.
Before we get to the new films, this year's Sundance Film Festival is in the books, and though it was a bit light on sales and deals, it did conclude with one big number.
It did, Angie, and it was in the works last week when I told you that Apple TV was the frontrunner for a film called Cha-Cha Real Smooth, starring writer-director Cooper Raiff as a fresh-out-of-college kid who develops a friendship with an engaged mother played by a terrific Dakota Johnson. Well, the film that won the festival's Audience Award indeed got picked up by Apple for $15 million and will likely debut on their platform sometime this year. Now, beyond that and the $7.5 million that Searchlight Pictures picked up the Emma Thompson film Good Luck to You, Leo Grand for, this year's Sundance felt like a reflection of where independent distribution is headed.
After a drought of new films in the theaters this past few weeks, 2 big films with some pretty big budgets arrived this weekend. What do you think of the outlook for both of them?
Well, one of them I suspect is very good, and that is of Jackass Forever, which should have no problem taking the top spot this weekend. And I think people may even be underestimating just how well it might do. Now, this series with Johnny Knoxville and gang pulling outrageous stunts on one another grew in value over time. Sure, it is now 12 years since the third film, which was in 3D, but that film opened to $50 million and was the first of the lot to gross well over $100 million. Name recognition right now is key, and I think there may be some serious lowballing in thinking this is only going to open in the teens, even with some of the extreme weather hitting areas of the country. Now, Paramount appears to be looking for a quick turnaround on this film, hoping for a few good weeks in theaters before it comes to DVD in April and maybe even sooner to streaming, but it's going to do a lot better than Moonfall this weekend. Now, this latest sci-fi disaster film from Roland Emmerich is budgeted at $146 million and may struggle to even pull in $10 million by Sunday. However, while it may be a disaster here in the States, his disaster-themed epics have all done quite well overseas, so if Moonfall has any hopes of finding profit before home viewing, it is going to have to be there.
Next Tuesday, the Oscar nominations are going to be announced. What do you think are some of the films and performances likely to get that Oscar nod?
Well, let's look at the 2 lead acting categories first. Now, over on the Best Actor side, I think we are looking at certain nods for Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog, Will Smith for King Richard, and Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom. After that, it looks like Denzel Washington is on pretty firm ground for The Tragedy of Macbeth. And while many would love to see Nicolas Cage for Pig, or I personally would love Peter Dinklage to get in for Cyrano, my gut tells me that Javier Bardem is going to sneak in for Being the Ricardos. Now, on to Best Actress, there should be 3 locks, with Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter, and despite not getting a SAG nomination, I'd be stunned if Kristen Stewart was not lauded for her work in Spencer. In the 4th slot, I believe Nicole Kidman will get in for playing Lucille Ball and Being the Ricardos, and for the final one in the battle of singers turned actress, I believe they will go with Lady Gaga for House of Gucci over the breakthrough performance of Alana Haim in Licorice Pizza. Then finally for Best Picture, if there were just 5 nominees, it would almost certainly be comprised of The Power of the Dog, Licorice Pizza, West Side Story, Dune, and Belfast. But this year they are guaranteeing 10 nominees, and I think the 3 with the next best shot are Coda, which Apple bought from Sundance in 2021, Don't Look Up, and King Richard. A lot of competition for those last 2 slots, from my personal number 1 of last year, The Green Knight, to The French Dispatch and the critical darling Drive My Car, but I think it will be rounded out with Lin-Manuel Miranda's musical Tick, Tick, Boom and Aaron Sorkin's Being the Ricardos.
Thank you, Eric. We look forward to having you back next week with more.
Thank you, Angie.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.